Today I am driving an APR Stage 1 tuned Audi S3, and this is going to be really interesting because I have driven a stock S3 before, a modified tuned Volkswagen Golf Mark 7 R, which is the same platform and same EA888 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder as the S3, and I'm going to be able to compare them all. I also really want to compare this with my B8.5 Audi S4. So, we talk about the powertrain basics. I already mentioned it's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder shared with the Golf R. In the stock form of the S3, it makes 292 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. With the APR Stage 1 tune, depending on fuel and the level and everything, a lot of variables to it, in general, it'll make an additional at least like 60 to 80 horsepower. So if we can assume this is somewhere in the 370 to 380 horsepower range with a similar torque level, that's a good improvement. So that actually pushes it beyond what my S4 makes. My S4 is a supercharged 3-liter V6, 333 horsepower. And just from driving around this afternoon and doing little pulls like this, I know that this is faster. This is definitely faster. It pulls very hard. The mid-range, it just gets up and goes. This APR Stage 1 tune really wakes it up. Yeah, this thing is actually legitimately very quick now. So the S3, it's a small vehicle. It's a small compact car. It's in America, it is the entry-level, smallest vehicle you can get in the car segment. We don't get the A1 or whatever else Europe and other countries do get. So this is smaller than the S4, and it definitely feels like it. When you're in the car, it's a smaller vehicle. I'm also 6'3", so the S4 is kind of small to me already. This is tiny. But as a result of that, it feels very nimble. It just feels compact and small, which is the point of it. That's, I think, a benefit to it over the S4 or any obviously anything bigger like a A6 S6 or A7 S7. But I like the way this thing drives. It's friendly and it's small, and you can toss it around. And with this tune, it really does wake it up. I still prefer the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission to the one in this one. I don't think the responses are quite as crisp and fast, but this thing makes very, very strong power. It pulls nice from down below. As soon as you get boost going, it puts you back in your seat. It wakes it up compared to the stock one that I drove. If we talk about exterior styling, I really like the way that the A3 S3 looks. I think it's a compact styling look to it, but it doesn't make it look all cute and tiny. The S3 definitely looks aggressive. And this specific spec here with the red, I think it's Misano red. I could be wrong. Correct me if this is not Misano red. But I like it. It stands out from the crowd of more normally colored vehicles. And with the all-black accents. The grill's blacked out, the wheels are blacked out, the trim's blacked out, the roof is blacked out. It looks really aggressive going down the road. Now, it is a tinier vehicle, especially we had it parked next to my S4 earlier, and you could definitely tell that it's a more compact, small vehicle. But I don't think it looks bad from that perspective. I think it's going to age really well, it's doing well, and again, it looks aggressive. On the inside, though, my gripes still kind of stand. Initially, I didn't really enjoy the material quality. I thought it was a little too compact for me. That's all personal preference stuff. This one is very nicely spec'd. It's got the nice sunroof here. It's got the red contrast leather. Some of the parts are lifted straight from like my car. The steering wheel is exactly the same as the one in an S4 with the same paddle shifters. Speaking of the paddle shifters, I was playing around with just manual shifting. Again, this transmission I don't think shifts quite as quickly as the 7-speed that's found in the upper level vehicles, but it's still a nice overall package. Drivetrain wise, something else to note that a lot of people decided to call out in one of the older videos. It's badged Quattro, but this is not a true like Quattro all-wheel drive system. It's a Haldex one. Again, this shares the same platform as the Mark 7 Golf R. So I'm not doing any sort of limit handling or like drifting it around in snow, so I can't fully comment on it, but just cruising around doing these fun like little pulls and taking turns, it still works fine in my opinion. If we circle back to the interior, material quality is good. You have to keep in mind the price point, segment point of this vehicle. You can get these for pretty good deals. This is the entry level to the brand. This is what you get when you're first getting into the Audis maybe. Space-wise is limited, but that's a given with the car. Rear seat space, I would not fit comfortably in there. The trunk is definitely a lot smaller. But I could deal with being in this front seat. It's okay. Would I want to take this on a very long road trip? No, but I'm 6'3" and not everybody is over 6 feet tall. So it's just something to keep in mind when you get into it. But it has all the ingredients that you want. Some of the nice premium touches, heated seats, got your drive select buttons here, little MMI screen that goes down. Overall, though, I think the biggest impression I'm getting with this car is how much the APR tune wakes it up. After driving this, I think a lot of the reason why I wasn't thoroughly infatuated with the previous S3 was because I just come out of recently driving a tuned Mark 7 Golf R. So I drove the S3, I was like, it just feels a little lackluster. This thing is woken up with the APR tune. I think it's 100% worth it to do it. You get that power increase. It's a well-known brand and company that stands behind their work. And legitimate performance upgrades. This thing is definitely faster than my S4. It pulls and gets going. And I think the other big takeaway after experiencing this APR Stage 1 S3 is I really, really want to drive an RS3 now because I've heard excellent things about that. I mean, this is close to RS3's stock power levels. RS3's 400, this is upper 300s. You could do a little bit more, a Stage 2 tune, downpipes, and an exhaust, and this would probably be right at RS3 performance levels for a similar car. But I think I need to try out an RS3 or a TTRS or something because those look really cool. It's a more fun to throw around car. Would I get this as my daily driver all year round? No, because I'm tall and I already think my S4 is too small. But if you're looking for something that's pretty budget friendly for getting into a premium brand Audi S vehicle, this is an excellent option that you have to consider. If you're not as tall as me, don't need maybe all the space in the world, and you want something that's fun to drive, gets you the brand prestige and looks really good, I think this is an excellent option. In my mind, I'm also comparing it to the BMW 2 Series, similar some kind of size and pricing of it, an M235i or M240i now, but the biggest problem with that one is that's a two-door, not necessarily a problem. Difference is that is only offered as a two-door, whereas this is an actual sedan, which, I mean, it does have rear seats and rear doors, but I don't know if I would be able to use that as a full-size adult. This four-cylinder also sounds pretty good. I don't know how much is piped in artificially, but from the outside it does sound pretty good. You get the quad exhaust tips, as with all the Audi S models. But I think overall, I've been very happily impressed checking out the APR Stage 1 tuned S3. I think it's absolutely something you should do if you have one of these. It wakes it up a lot. And it's not like some sketchy thing that you should, I mean, it's kind of safe. Doing an APR tune, lots of Audis do it. If you have an Audi and you're an enthusiast, you likely will know what the APR company does to these vehicles. Minor still dislikes to it. The ride is really, really harsh. It's a combination of the fact that our roads suck in Michigan, but smaller car, it's more entry level, doesn't have the more advanced like air suspension or anything. You can feel all the impacts. They're pretty solid. They jar through the body. The ride is fairly harsh, definitely harsher than in my S4 or any other of the upper level larger premium vehicles. But I think at the end of the day, you look at what the price is like and what it can do, and if it puts a big smile on your face like it is on mine when I'm flipping and driving it around, this is it's a fun little toy to have. I think it's a great option. So APR Stage 1 S3 I think is really good. A really, really good option if you're looking for something in this space. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.